Hi, I'm your host Raza Zaidi and you're watching City Special. Today we have with us Mr. Jonathan Williams, who is the British High Commission Press Attaché and Head of Chevening Program in Pakistan. Also we have Ms. Yasmeen Rahman, the M&A and Advisor to the Prime Minister on Women Development. And last but not least, Ms. Huma Ijaz, a lawyer by profession. Today in our exclusive interview, we'll be discussing Chevening Scholarship Programs. Hi Jonathan.
Hello.
Let's start with some basics of Chevening Scholarship. What is the Chevening Scholarship? Can you give us some background?
Sure. So the Chevening Scholarship is the UK government's flagship scholarship programme. 2013 is the 30th anniversary of the Chevening scheme, so we're really kind of pushing the scheme this year, and delighted we've got some alumni here that are going to join us talking about it. But Pakistan and the UK have historic relations, and the relations between our two countries go back many years, and they're very deep. And Chevening is just part of those relations, and it shows that the educational links, in particular between our two countries, are very strong. The first Chevening scholarships coming from Pakistan specifically started in about 1991, I think it was. And we've had some very famous names. Benazir Bhutto, for example, was one of our first Chevening scholars back in the early 90s. And since then there have been, I think it's 1,200 plus Pakistani Chevening scholars who have gone to the UK.
How is it similar to or different from other scholarships, for example Fulbright?
You'll have to ask my American counterpart about the Fulbright scheme. It would be very wrong of me to talk on behalf of the American embassy. But you know, Fulbright is one scholarship. Chevening is the British government's flagship scholarship. And you know, all of these schemes are about identifying the future leaders, and that is the main thrust of Chevening, finding the future leaders and building up a good conversation with them. There's nothing sinister about it, there's nothing secret or hidden. It's about having a two-way dialogue between Britain and the British High Commission in Pakistan, and with some very talented individuals. Within Pakistan at the moment, and the Chevening areas of focus we're really looking into at the moment are areas like journalism, public administration, law, human rights, conflict resolution, so a whole range of different topics. And you know, we're successfully finding these brilliant candidates throughout Pakistan who are applying for our scheme.
Who's eligible to apply for this scholarship?
So you need to have at least 2 years work experience in the field you're applying for, and you need to be a master's graduate from a Pakistani university, or have a 4-year undergraduate degree. So those are the kind of educational and work requirements. There is an English language requirement as well, but we found that there isn't really a problem with the calibre of the students who are applying. They have no difficulties with the English language requirement. And there is a dual nationals are unable to apply. This is just for Pakistani nationals.
What is the process or selection criteria?
So I've already mentioned the academic and the work experience criteria. The application process is almost like every job or every application process. You have to fill in a form, and then a sift of all of the applications takes place in London by the Chevening Secretariat. It's based in the UK. So that means that it's a neutral panel, it's removed from Pakistan, and they're able to look with a fresh pair of eyes, with no bias. So we're often asked, you know, could you help, you know me, I'm your friend Jonathan. It's like, I'm sorry, it's not my role, it's carried out by an independent panel. And we're very proud of that. You know, it should be independent and it should be unbiased. And that, we found, is a good way of getting the best candidates.
Okay. How do you promote yourself to potential candidates?
Well, yesterday at LUMS and on Thursday with the students from the University of Punjab, we conducted the Lahore leg of our national roadshow. I was in Karachi last week talking to students from Zebest, and I'll be in Islamabad next week talking to a range of universities there, and then I'll be in, me and colleagues will be in Multan, Muzaffarabad and throughout Pakistan. And we're literally seeing thousands of students. Now these students currently can't apply because they're undergraduates, and as I mentioned, you need to be a master's graduate. But it's about planting the seed and planting in their mind the idea that Chevening could be an option for them. And when the moment is right for them to apply, they can. But whilst doing this nationwide roadshow, we're also speaking to media outlets like City42, and we're speaking to Chevening alumni. And amongst us, it's about spreading the word of how useful this is for these individuals.
Okay. How did you learn about these opportunities?
I was a lucky one, and just got to know about through British High Commission. They contacted me way back in 2005. And at that time I wasn't really aware of such a huge program that they are running in, a Chevening program in Pakistan. And then they asked me to contact them, and they sent me some papers, and then that's why we got together. We discussed what was the future scope for me to go to London and University College London. And so I was a lucky one selected by them, and it was a good opportunity, and it wasn't really very difficult for me to get into it. But at that time I remember when I was talking to my colleagues in National Assembly before, or in political circles before leaving for London, not many people were aware of this program. Still I would ask British High Commission and British Council to spread this information in Pakistan, because Pakistan need opportunities for education. We are very I would say that we lack that sort of opportunities, and not lack, we are not really aware of, Pakistanis are not very aware of how to encash these opportunities offered by UK and other countries also. So the systems has to be easier, advertised easy, and especially when we are going to LAMS and other universities, that will make it more easy accessible for the students to get to know about these opportunities.